Hello, so we're back, and this time we have a nice battery to repair. I think it's a battery inside. Let's check the customer email. So what the customer is saying, laptop battery does not charge, has only 2 charging cycles. The laptop has not been used for a year or so. Any chance to bring it back to life? Yeah, why not? We can do it. I think we can do it. And we have the battery. Now, before we are starting doing anything, let's check to see indeed if it's a battery issue. Maybe the customer has a laptop problem. Have you ever think about this? Let's check under the microscope. And we have plus on one side and minus on the other side. Let's come with the power supply. And we have plus and we have ground. And no, the battery is not taking any current, you can see. Yeah, so we have like what, like 1.5 amps? But no, the battery it is dead. Let me grab the NLBA and let's have a look. So we have the NLBA connected to the battery, and I can't believe. Let me bring the NLBA on the screen. Check that. Indeed, the customer is right. The battery has only 2 cycles. So what do we have there? We have a locked battery with a bad balance. No capacity, but the health of the battery, obviously the battery is brand new. We have a BQ40Z chip inside of the battery, but it's not much what we can do with the software because we have to bring the cells up and equalize the cells also. So this battery just died because of not being used. And I don't think this is a fair reason for this battery to be disabled. Basically, the manufacturer didn't allow this battery to be charged again. So I will say, let's try to have a look inside of the battery. So somehow we have to access the board from inside of the battery. So how we can do that? Let's do an incision.
Surgical.
Surgical. That's what it's got to be.
Surgical. And now we can lift the plastic. And we can access the board. Check here. So we have the 2 MOSFETs here. Then we have the fuse. That's the fuse. Then we have the BQ chip here, the power management chip or the battery management chip. So what we're checking first, let's check the fuse. So the fuse is good. Can't believe the fuse is good. In this case, let's just charge the cells. So the plus is on this side, minus is here. Plus and minus. And the battery is charging fine. We are pushing like 4.1 amps. And the voltage is going up. We don't have to push too much current. Just to be sure, the cells, they have at least 3 volts and they are balanced. I'm curious if the battery, it will get unlocked by itself. Good, so we push some current. Let's see what do we have. So the battery total voltage is 10.2, which is fine. You know what? Let's connect the battery back to the NLBA. The battery is connected. Let's bring the NLBA on the screen. Now let's try one more time. And now check here, we have the cells are balanced, We have 3.3 per cell, but the battery is still locked. You can see that? Yeah. So it was not helpful. The battery, it will still stay dead. So in order to unlock the battery, let's go to, let me power off. reset, new reset. Let's read the data. Next, next. Then read the chip info. And check here, you can see here, charging disabled, discharging disabled. PF status does mean we have one flag there, yeah? So the battery it is locked. So I'm gonna unseal the battery. So the battery is unsealed. Read chip info. Clear chip errors. Yeah. Now read chip info and the flag is gone. You can see it here. Yeah. Then seal exit boot. And let's go to battery info. And now the battery is unlocked. You can see here. Yeah. So if we are going if we are going now, start charging. Check here, it's pushing current. You can see. So in this moment, the battery it is taking current. And the current is going up, the cell voltage is going up, everything is fine. Let's leave the battery like 5 minutes to charge. So the battery has been on charge and everything is looking fine. If we are stopping the charging, battery info, and now we can see the cells, they have like 3.7 and everything is fine. We start having some capacity on the battery. So this is a brand new battery, just to understand. So the job, it is done. Now, because we are we are here, yeah, I just want to show you something. Let me take out the NLBA and let's go under the microscope, because I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying using solder to bridge a fuse is not safe. Well, actually, this is a fuse with a heater. Yeah, it's meant to have solder. Let's have a look under the microscope. Let's blow up the fuse. Yeah, let's rebuild the fuse and blow up the fuse again. Yeah, let's do it. So this is the fuse. Now let's lift the cover just to understand how this fuse is working. So that's the fuse. You can see here it's a bridge. Okay, so the current from the battery is coming through this solder bridge. It is a solder bridge. Then here and here you have a heater. So under this bridge you have a heater. So what I'm gonna do, probably you will not see it, yeah? But what I will do, the BQ chip has an output to a transistor. This one, yeah, this one must be this one. One pin from the transistor, this one, is going to the heater. The other pin to ground. So if I short these two pins, the fuse, it will blow up. So let's check the fuse. Yeah, and I'm gonna short that transistor quickly, yeah? So pay attention. Pay attention. Check there. And that's how the fuse blow up. So you can see the solder bridge is gone. Now you can use the solder iron to rebuild the fuse. As you can see now, the bridge is gone. So the voltage, it will not pass from one side to the other. And we can check that, yeah? So pay attention to the multimeter. And you can see now here we have, 1 second. Here we have 11 volts. Here we have nothing, yeah? Because the bridge is gone. And that's how this fuse is working. So if we are using solder to rebuild the fuse, the big question is, this fuse, it will work again? Okay, so the fuse, it is rebuilt. Let's check together, just to be sure the fuse is good. Now here we have 11 volts. Here we have 11 volts. So the fuse is good. So I'm gonna short that transistor again. Shorting the transistor, check there, and the fuse is gone. You can see. So if I check now, again with the multimeter, here we have 11 volts. Here we have nothing. The fuse, it is blown. Now let's rebuild the fuse again. Little bit of solder. And the fuse has been repaired. Probably at this point, yeah, probably the battery is locked, but we can check that, yeah? Let's bring the software back into the screen. Actually, let's plug the battery. Battery is plugged. And the software, let's read all. No, the battery is still unlocked. Ha! So the battery didn't get locked with blowing only the fuse, which is really interesting. So yeah, you can have a burn fuse, yeah? This is the proof. You can have a burn fuse, you repair the fuse, and the battery can still be unlocked if it was unlocked before blowing the fuse. But probably not, because the BQ chip, it will order the fuse to blown. Yeah, kind of tricky, but yeah, that's how you repair that kind of fuse. So the battery is still charging fine, no problem. Battery info, read all, everything is fine. Yeah, it is unlocked, and we help the customer fixing the battery. I'm gonna leave you a link on the description with the NLBA device. I'm a supporter of the NLBA device. I'm not doing videos with every battery I have to repair, but the tool is definitely worth the money. If you are looking to buy something like that, just use my code. You'll find a discount code on the description, and you can apply that code at the checkout. Cool. I'm gonna stop here. I will say thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, if you find my content being helpful, don't forget you can support this channel by pressing the join button, and you can get instantly access to our members only cool collection and Discord private channels for support with your repairs. Also, you can have a look on our United Kingdom eBay, where you can find some cool and unique products, United States eBay store, or our Patreon page. Thank you.